Hello from Southern Ontario. It's October 21st. See what's going on in Canada? Wow, it's crazy. Today, October 21st, we have the Million March for Children still going on in many cities across the country. And the alphabet people somehow thinking it's a hate thing, right? Can you get your head around that? I can't. Just watching the news, they had to close the Gardiner Expressway in Toronto because of the pro-Palestinian protesters were trying to shut it down. And 2 nights in a row in Toronto, they were out screaming in the middle of the night about the the hospital that was bombed, supposedly turned out not to be. Landed in the parking lot. Who shot it? Well, but they're screaming, the prenatal ward in the ICU was bombed, and well, it wasn't, right? So, yeah, okay. Where does this madness come from? Well, let us look at history. How did Mussolini ever get power in Italy? He took the worst of socialism and the worst of communism, stirred it together, called it fascism, and then look what happened. Then we move into the 30s, and how did that little fella in Germany ever... Well, and then look what happened, right? Well, what happens is people become desperate. They're hungry and they're broke. Sound like what's happening in Canada? Yeah, it is. A lot of people don't see it yet, or they're in denial, but yeah, this is what's happening. So when people get desperate, history has shown us they will grasp at something, anything, and they will cling to it vehemently. And, well, again, we see what's happening in the streets in Toronto, and I would imagine other cities across the country. I said I would not do the political thing. I need a break, but how can I ignore this? Yes, history does repeat itself. People, when they're desperate, will grasp at something. They'll follow a leader, a messiah, if you will. Again, Mussolini and that other little fella. Sorry, censorship. You know who I mean. Heil. I don't know what's going to happen. Oh, and in the States. Hey, yeah, same thing, right? Are we looking at another Antifa? Are the cities going to burn? I think so. And how crazy is it going to get? Perhaps as crazy as it possibly can, and I do believe it will. My point, stock your larders. You know what I mean? I'm here at my sister's in Brantford. She's older than I am, and I wanted to get out west and hopefully, find a safe haven out there somehow or another, but things went a little awry for me, and I didn't really realize because my sister wouldn't have asked. So I'm working 2 jobs that I don't even like. I don't want anything to do with them, just to stock the larder for her in the hopes I can get somewhere, because there's no, she's older, and there's, it's understandable, there's no convincing her to leave what is a reasonably safe haven for her. But I really think this is gonna be the start of the end of sanity as we know it. I mean, we're beyond the new normal. We're going into, I can't curse on my channel, right? We're going into the 20s and the 30s. I guess I'll just say it that way. Stock your larder, people. This is, I don't see this tail spin not crashing and burning.